The pupil referral service, if you kind of think, so I run a school for children who have not managed to achieve their potential in a mainstream setting. So those typically are children that have been permanently excluded, have got to the point of permanent exclusion, or for some other reason haven't managed in mainstream. So it may be that they have significant emotional mental health needs. It may be that they have high level anxiety. There may be home related issues. We also run a specific programme for newly arrived Year 11s into the city, some of whom are unaccompanied asylum seekers. There's a whole range of reasons why children would come to us as a school. Wrapped around that, we have the wider pupil referral service. And in there we have our behaviour support panels, we have our service intervention team, and those staff use their skills and expertise both working into the school but also outside into other people's schools. So the concept around the behaviour support panel is very early and preventative intervention, and we aim to work with schools, with children, with families and with other professionals to keep children in those mainstream settings. So that's the service bit. We do have some children that will work their way through the service element and into the school, but the panel is really around working robustly with other agencies to keep children in mainstream.
The vulnerabilities to children out there now, I think everybody's aware of because it's in the national press almost every day, it's in the news almost every day. All schools now nationally are working in and around theatres that involve county lines, it involves drugs, it involves CSE. Educational settings now are wearing many different hats around safeguarding, and that for me is why it's really important that there's a joined up approach, should be a joined up approach around how we work as professionals. ESINS gives us the ability to record action and do work with those families and those children to keep them safe from the problems that we're seeing out there in the general populace every day now.
ESINS is the system that we use for the service elements of work that we do, because that's where we are predominantly working with the greatest range of other agencies. And for us, I think the pure beauty of ESINS is that you've got a single record and you've got everything in a single place. It's completely secure, it's GDPR compliant, very, very simple and easy to use. And you are building in real time a chronology of all of the people that have worked with that child. So what we find is that we can build more quickly, more effectively and more safely. We can build a holistic child profile.
I will set myself up in a way that I can interact with the child, but at the same time taking notes. Claire will do the same. She does more of the therapeutic work. I, at the same time, will be recording the work that we do with that child onto the ESINS system. The profile's already been created, so I can layer onto that profile our findings, any actions from that interaction with the child. From that meeting, I can immediately task outside agencies, outside persons that are aware that we will be coming into school to do a piece of specific work with that child, might be waiting at the computer to understand what our findings are. So I may task that professional to say, please have a look at this, please can you do this, please can you update this. They are on ESINS as well, they're able to do it single, sort of seamless, before I've even left the school.
We find that part of the benefit of ESINS is that it is real-time recording, and what that means is we can go into school, see a range of number of children, record the work that we've actually done, record the actions, but we can actually task those actions while we're sitting in the school. So by the time we leave the school after the end of a 2-hour session, those things are not just actually recorded, they're actively in process. And quite often what will happen is we'll do a 2-hour block in the morning and we've perhaps only got a half an hour travel time in between, and then we're going straight into another school doing the same thing. So by the time we get back at the end of the day, all of that work is safely recorded, but the actions that are required are all in process already.
Working with ESINS as we do within the educational settings, the schools that we go into, If I didn't work in the way I do, utilising eSINs, my workload would be at least double, having to come back to the office and input that data manually while sat in the office. It's not safe. I may have forgotten things that were said. It's at least double the amount of time I would have to spend re-going through the work we'd already done. So the savings to us as a service are huge in time and money.
We do use eSINs for Prevent. So one of the parts of my role is that I lead safeguarding and Prevent for the whole of education for Peterborough. Part of the Prevent duty is that every establishment, organisation must have a Prevent action plan to show how they're delivering the Prevent duties in their arena. As lead for Prevent in education, I write a local authority plan for the whole of education. That then feeds into the local authority council plan, which then feeds into the new Cambridgeshire-wide plan that we have. And all of those plans sit in an area of eSINs under the Strategic Prevent Delivery Board. So when that board meets, and it meets every 2 months, all those plans are visible. The actions and the progress on them is visible. So that each partner agency knows exactly what is going on. They know the bits that are working well. They know the bits and can prioritise the things that need attention. When we then have an inspection, so from a school's perspective, we've had an Ofsted inspection of Prevent in the authority, and they're really, really positive about the practice and the way that is working. The fire service and the police service are due joint inspections in the new year, and we will be contributing as a partner. So we use eSINs at strategic level in terms of Prevent, but we also use eSINs at the operational level to support the work of Channel Panel. So Channel Panel is a multi-agency meeting. We come together once a month, and that is about risk management and risk holding. So we use eSINs to manage the casework element of it, to do all the information sharing, the risk analysis. You've got partners contributing the knowledge, the information and their assessment of risk around individuals. And then when the panel meets, the panel then can make decisions, all of which are recorded on eSINs, can then make decisions about what strategies, what interventions we put into place to mitigate that risk. So that is a significant piece of work that we use eSINs for, and a really strong example of risk holding and risk management using that as a tool.
eSINs is the only system that works across all partner agencies, is helpful to all in a way that keeps everybody safe, up to speed, and allows people to work in a way that is conducive to time and costs, I feel. There is nothing else out there. My background, pre-working within the Pupil Referral Service, is a police officer. I spent a long time as a police officer. I was aware of eSINs as a police officer. When I came into this service 3 years ago, there was no single recording system that allowed for us to develop as a service around safeguarding for all within the city of Peterborough. That has progressed. We now have involved health and other agencies around how we work. They've all embraced eSINs and are keen to work with us in a safe and effective way, which is what eSINs allows. There is no other system out there like eSINs that allows us to work as we do.
The primary behaviour panel went live in September 2014, and the secondary panel the year after that. And what we've seen since we started the behaviour panel work is we've seen a 50% drop in fixed term exclusions. Those are the short term exclusions within schools. But we've also seen a significant reduction of around about 60% of permanent exclusions as well. So really big, significant positive impact.
Our service, which is a 3 school site service in the whole of the city of Peterborough, we have been recognised nationally by Ofsted. As a result of that, we were invited down to the House of Commons to give an explanation as to why us, as the service, the Peterborough Pupil Referral Service, has a system that works. the processes that we have here and the systems that we've developed, I believe, could benefit other authorities. I know that other authorities are very interested, have come in to talk to us about what we do because they are interested. I would love to see what we do disseminated out and pushed out, and other people pick it up and work with it and work how we work around keeping children safe. And part of that is we're being allowed to do that because of how eSINs allows us to work safely with our partner agencies.